Good evening. We begin with new developments tonight on the investigation into Hacienda Healthcare.
Thanks for joining us for 12 News at 5. I'm Tram. Mai Karibe is on assignment. The facility first came under fire after an incapacitated woman was raped and impregnated by a nurse. Now the state is issuing an ultimatum to the facility.
Meanwhile, families of patients are scrambling to try to find a different care facility for their loved ones. We'll hear from those families in just a second, but first, let's begin our team coverage with Bram Resnick, who has details on what the state is demanding. Bram?
Yeah, for the last week, it's been one blown deadline after another blown deadline as Hacienda Healthcare ignores state orders. Now, just minutes ago, Hacienda responded to the latest ultimatum by agreeing to tougher regulation by the state. Caught in the middle of the showdown, 37 fragile patients who might have to move.
The message for Hacienda is that we need to care for these patients.
It's Governor Doug Ducey and state regulators on one side in a showdown with Hacienda Healthcare on the other. Caught in the middle, 36 vulnerable patients who might be forced out of their longtime home.
We're going to work through our agencies to be as aggressive as possible.
Phoenix-based Hacienda Healthcare revealed Thursday it would shut down its unit for intellectually disabled patients. An incapacitated patient there was raped and gave birth to a baby boy last December 29th. But Hacienda and state regulators can't agree on how to fix whatever went wrong. It's been one blown deadline after another. In just the last 7 days, we're now learning that Hacienda's board voted last Friday to shut down the unit where the patient was raped. The state was informed, but not the public. Then on Tuesday, Governor Ducey stepped up his rhetoric by calling for the state attorney general to prosecute Hacienda's leaders. That same day, Hacienda failed to meet a state deadline to bring in an outside manager. State regulators gave Hacienda a new Friday deadline for an action plan. On Thursday, Hacienda revealed its shutdown vote, telling employees it could take months to move the patients. On Friday morning, Arizona regulators gave Hacienda yet another deadline, this one with an ultimatum: either follow through on the state's orders or face heavier regulation by the state. Now it appears Hacienda has chosen heavier regulation. That heavier regulation could give the state more clout with Hacienda to protect the patients. It would also undo a 22-year-old law that freed Hacienda from any licensing by the state.
All right, Bram, thanks.